What's up, everybody? This is SaberWolf94, standard deck profile time. Disclaimer, before I talk about this deck, I do want to say this deck is mostly for fun. It's not going to win you probably any tournaments, but if you want to try it, it can do some things. It's kind of cool. And it is basically a stage 2 Kingdra deck. So this card is really cool. One of the best stage 2 Pokemon, not GX in general, to be honest. Came in Burning Shadows, modeled after the excellent Legends Awakened Kingdra. Too bad, even though this is much better. Uh, Times are different, formats are different, rules are different. So yeah, uh, this isn't as good as Legends Awakened Kingdra, but it's still a great card. We're going to be focusing on this guy. So 140 HP Stage 2 Pokemon, it's okay. It's not as hot as it used to be because these days it seems the standard is 150 for Stage 2 Pokemon, and there's Pokemon that have 160 and even 170, even 180. I believe, yeah, Torterra is going to have in Sun and Moon 5. I can't wait for that set. And a bunch of other Pokemon, I think Mamoswine. So 140 could kind of be underwhelming, but this fast-ass Pokemon functions on 1 energy, only 1 retreat cost. Very good. So functions on 1 energy, has 2 attacks. Brine, this is a 90 damage snipe. That is very good, but your opponent's Pokemon need to have damage counters on it. So what you're normally going to do is you're going to use Tornado Shot first. This is pretty much 90 damage and 30 to an opponent's bench Pokemon, so 120 for 1 energy. You have to ditch the energy, but this is quite strong. It's like the strongest I've seen with a 1 energy attack, like that doesn't have like any real. You don't need. This is 120 without even any add-ons, honestly. So this is pretty good. So what you do is you use Tornado Shot, and then later you can use Brine if you want to. But we kind of aim to use Tornado Shot most of the time. Just put as much damage as possible. Spread damage, be really aggressive. That's what Kingdra is all about. That's what Kingdra Legends Awakened was about. And we're going to do the same thing here. Of course, don't get me wrong, Brine is a very useful attack. We do use this, and this can help win the game as well. Get some significant kills, and you use it right, is a very good attack. So we are going to use it, but the main attack is Tornado Shot. You want to do 120 every turn. So I'll run, of course, the Horsey line. Very cute, very nice. I like the art of this card. And 1 Sidra. Maybe I should do 2, but space against with decks like this, like these. So 1, it's working out okay these days. So he also has a 1 for 30 kind of snipe too. If you leave this guy active, he's gonna die, and he defeats the purpose of helping you getting to Kingdra. So don't really do this, but I guess it can come up maybe. So that's gonna be our main attacker, but we do have other Pokemon as well. Lapras GX is going to be our big GX water guy. We run this guy, helps us draw cards if we own with him. Blizzard Burn is a fantastic attack, and we also get to use the GX concept with Ice Beam GX. Pretty good Pokemon. Maybe you can even do 2 to be honest, but I run 1. For the other sort of a true prize guy is Manaphy X. This is strictly a support Pokemon. With Aqua Tube, we get Free Retreat. Dark Cloaks, Dark Cry ability pretty much with water. It should be very good. This guy can't be a sitting duck. A lot of times people target this guy instead of the Kingdras. Guzma a couple of times, maybe especially if I revive him with a stretcher, and they kind of screw him over, but uh, he's still great, Manaphy. And we run Vulpix as well. Now, I know I've said in the past that I didn't really think this was a great support Pokemon, but I take that back. Even though it doesn't get you the shit on the bench, if you're safe, he's cool because he grabs you uh, cards for free pretty much. You don't need to put an energy on him, and that can be kind of cool. And in this case, he's water. Alola Ninetales is water too, so we'll get to use her as well. We'll get to evolve to her and hopefully take advantage of Luminous Barrier against GX Pokemon and even EX Pokemon. 3 for 80 with DC can be kind of cool. And even though we kind of ditch energy with Kingdra, maybe sometimes we won't. We'll use Brine, and it's an easy Pokemon to just that functions on one energy, so maybe you can kind of manually attach water energies and have Alola Ninetales ready. It's not bad, honestly. This guy can be used to stall, is very good. And if your opponent doesn't have an out, you basically with an Alola Ninetales. Some people still just don't take into account cards like these with safeguard and barriers and all that shit. So when they don't have an out and they run out of things like Guzma and stuff, you can kind of win with Alola Ninetales. So pretty good. I don't really recommend you run the GX one, but maybe if you want to, it wouldn't be bad. This is mostly used as a tech, honestly. And for other Pokemon, got the Mime as well, and Tapu Lele GX, of course. I'm not going to go over this guy again. He's just great. You run Tapu Lele if you can. So for trainers, I guess another way that we can kind of help our Ninetales and Lapras and our water attackers is with Aqua Patch too. This card is fantastic. Works great with Kindra's ditching, and we can also ditch water energies with other ways too. So it's going to grab a water energy, put it on a bench water Pokemon. Pretty good. So this is, I guess, additional water support. There's nothing really else. Well, I guess there's Brooklet Heal too, but yeah. I guess I'll talk about, our stadium is going to be 2 Brooklet Heal. You can do 3, you can do 4 if you want to go overboard. Get those early searches, but then it clocks and then it's dead. So I think 2 is enough. We run 2 Nest Ball too. Hopefully, because I want to use these cards kind of together. I don't want to have Brooklet Heal and then a bunch of Brooklet Heals that I can't use until next turn. Nest Ball, you can do this in the same turn you do Brooklet Heal. And if you got 2, you can just use 2. Works fine. We also run a Timer Ball. Now, I love Timer Ball in games, but as a card, I'm not 100% on it because it's a flip a coin card. I'm not a fan of chance cards. I don't care what the odds are, even if it's like a 50-50 in this case. I'm not a big fan, but it is kind of necessary in this deck for, there's no level ball, there's no other like dive ball, and I do want to search Kingdra and maybe even Cedra, and it's a 50-50. You flip 2 coins, you should get at least 1 heads and you'll be able to grab something, and that's cool. If you get super lucky and get 2 heads, hey, great, you get 2 guys. And if you get super unlucky, that sucks, but that's the risk. So 1 Timer Ball, it's fine. It's going to do the job, I think. And got Ultra Ball too for Tapu Lele pretty much, and another way to get Kingdra and what have you. Yeah. So these are, I guess, our Pokemon search cards, trainers. We got 1 Professor's Letter, grabs a bunch of energy, good card. Then we got Stretcher, recover to the hand and in the deck too. This time this is better than Super Rod. You gotta run your 1 Switch and Float Stone. Even though we have Manaphy, I like to run these guys, these cards. They can help. Sometimes you can't use Manaphy. We got, well, the rare candies, of course. You have to run these for Kingdra. We got 1 Max Potion. This is a tech card, and it's not really super amazing because Kingdra, 140 HP isn't what it used to be. Back then, if this guy was like in the black and white or maybe X and Y format, and he functioned with 1 energy, yeah, Max Potion would have been great with him. But right now, they can knock him out in 1 hit anyway, to be honest. There's ways to knock this thing out with 1 hit, no problems. So Max Potion isn't super good, but it's still a solid card. You can maybe use this with him. Maybe you have Lapras active and it doesn't die, you don't have any energies on him, and you can just use it on Lapras. Maybe you were kind of stalling or something. It's a good card. You don't have to run it. A lot of the times it's dead for me, but it also helps when I have it sometimes. We got 2 Field Blower, item and stadium removal, tool removal, I mean. Standard. And I guess for other offensive tools, you got 1 Choice Band. Probably would play more if I had, but 1 gets the job done because we're running 1 Fighting Fury Belt too. This is mostly for Lapras and yeah, pretty much Lapras and I guess maybe Tapu Lele as well. I guess if you can't really use it on Lapras, maybe you put this on Manaphy so that it won't be such a sitting duck. But it's mostly for Lapras. It works with it. You just kind of have to time it right, use it right. And that's basically it for my supporters. You got 1 Brigitte, pretty good. Gotta run this. People run like a bunch of these. The whole, Tapu Lele, Brigitte turn 1 play, of course, is good when you can do it, and it's very necessary in many decks, but it's very overrated, I have to say. You kind of don't have to like always do this, and a lot of the times, maybe first turn, it's better to just play another supporter instead of Brigitte, if you ask me. Like maybe even Lily, she can be great too. But yeah, 1 Brigitte, you run her. She's gonna get us our horsey. Okay, Lily, like I've said, we don't really run a billion Ultra Balls and shit, but this card can still be very good. It's not like we have very many great supporters anyway. Uh, or maybe I've just, I don't know, I guess I want Chorus. I don't know. But we got the 3N, 1 Kukui. This can help with knockouts, with, Lapras, even Kingdra. That additional damage can be kind of good. It's straight draw too. I run this guy. You got 3 Juniper, 2 Skyla, important for Rare Candy, and any stage 2 deck, I usually go with 2 Skyla. And the rest of the cards is just 10 Water Energy and a DC. The DC is pretty much for 9tails, get us that quicker sort of a charge. 1 Water, 1 DC, and she's ready to go. That's basically the only reason it's in here. We can be flexible because, like I've said, Kingdra functions on 1 energy, 1 water energy, so it's good. There's not really any ways to recycle energy, and you maybe, if you ditch a lot of them with Sycamore, maybe you can run out. But I guess we do have Aqua Patch, and in general, we don't really worry too much about energy because, like I've said, this guy only needs 1 energy to work. I don't know why I keep clicking on the reverse and not the rare hollow one, but anyway. So this is the deck, guys. It won't win you like any, or maybe you can use it in local tournaments and stuff, and maybe if we want to make up rules where you can only play like stage 2 decks and stuff like that. I don't know, like it can be kind of good. Uh, it's mostly a fun deck. If you do get going quickly enough, it can be pretty good. You can surprise people, and he can actually kind of work like Legends Awakened Kingdra. You just get the drop on him, do 120 quickly, and by the time they set up, they got their asses kicked. So it can be kind of good. The thing is you got to get this guy out quickly, really. And we can't really do this like we did back in the day with Legends Awakened Kingdra. The overpowered rare candy and broken time space and all that shit. But it's a nice little, I guess, maybe tier 3 deck. I don't know. I don't think my build maybe is the best in the whole wide world, but it works for me. A lot of these cards like Manaphy, I feel like they're standard. Lapras is very good. Ninetales is a good sort of tech extra attacker. That's basically it. Hope you guys have fun with it. I'm going to post games with it as well. I did win a bunch of games. It's not super terrible, but just show you guys off. Maybe if you want to try Kingdra, not sure how to do it, you can try it like this. It can be kind of good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little deck profile. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. I do want to make like other sort of decks that a lot of people don't really care about or think they're good. Uh, if I could, I would do more. I wanted to do Rhyperior. I did Dusknoir and played with it, but I want to do some more shit with Dusknoir too. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Saberwolf94, and what's up?